This lab is called My 2 Cents. So in this lab, we're exploring moles and molar mass and how to convert between grams to moles, moles to grams. And the whole idea behind this is the end result is to calculate the number of atoms that are in a penny. So I call this My 2 Cents because for this lab, we're going to need 2 pennies. We're going to need 1 penny that was made before 1982. So I have this penny that was made in 1964. So really old penny. Then you need one that was made after 1962. And I have this one that was made in 2012. So let's just take a look at the penny that was made before 1982. All right, so this one is 1964. Now, before 1982, pennies were made mostly of copper, right? There was other metals in there, such as zinc, but most of it was made out of copper. So the first thing we need to figure out is that molar mass of copper. And you can see that, well, it's just made out of the atom's copper. So all you have to do is look on that periodic table, find copper, and that will get you the atomic mass, which will be the molar mass. So you can see here it's 63.55. Now, I need to find the mass of this penny in grams. So to do that, I have this digital balance. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to place this weigh boat on the digital balance. I'm going to hit 0 so it zeroes it out. Now I'm going to show you what the actual mass of this is. I'm just going to place this penny on there. You can see that it reads 3.1 grams. So now that I know the mass of this, I know that I have 3.1 grams of copper. I need to convert this into moles. So to do this, what I do is I need to convert, right? I have this many grams, and I already know grams per mole. That was that atomic mass that we found. So let's just set this up. So I have 3.1 grams of copper. And I know that copper has an a molar mass of 63.55 grams per mole. Grams per 1 mole. Now notice on this conversion factor, what I did was I had to put grams on the bottom, because watch what happens when I multiply across, divide top to bottom. The grams are going to cancel out, and I'm left with moles. So 3.1 times 1 divided by 63.55. That'll get me the number of moles of copper that are in one pre-1982 penny. Now, in order to find the number of atoms that make up this penny, I know the number of moles. Now remember, moles is just a number, just like saying a dozen. Well, I have a dozen eggs. Well, that that means that you have 12 eggs. Well, 1 mole means you have this many, right? 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd objects. This is Avogadro's number. So once we figure out the number of moles of copper that are in the 1 penny, just multiply that number by Avogadro's number, and you will find the number of atoms that comprise a pre-1982 penny. So let's just go ahead and set this aside, and let's look at post-1982. Right? So I have this one that was made in 2012. Now, the thing about pennies that were made after 1982, they're mostly zinc, right? They are copper coated, but over 97% of them are going to be zinc. So you can see it's a little heavier element. So I'm going to find out how many atoms are in this post-1982 penny. So first thing I need to do is I need to find the mass of the penny. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to zero the scale again just to be sure that it's properly zeroed out. I'm going to show so you can see the mass. I'm going to place the penny on the scale, and you can see that it is 2.5 grams. So now I know I have 2.5 grams of zinc. I need to figure out how many moles of zinc are in 1 penny. Now, to do that, I have to look up, well, that atomic mass, which will be its molar mass, because it's not like a compound. I just find that on the periodic table, and you can see that molar mass is 65.39 grams per mole. So I do the same thing that I did with that copper penny, right? I set it up like this. I know how many grams this one penny is. It's 2.5. 2.5 grams. And I already know my conversion factor, which is just that molar mass, except I have to put grams on the bottom and 1 mole on top. So zinc has that molar mass of 65.39 grams. So I set it up like this. Now watch what happens to those units. I have grams on top, grams on bottom, and I'm left with moles. So you set this up and you'll find out how many moles of zinc are in one post-1982 penny. Now to find the number of atoms, all you have to do is multiply the number of the number of moles by Avogadro's number, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, and that'll get you the number of zinc atoms that are in a post-1982 penny. So once again, this is the My 2 Cents Lab.